to Follow the Tangent. My name is Kimberly McQuarrie, and I'm the host of our bi-monthly podcast, Follow the Tangent, Archives, Art, and Anecdotes. In every episode, we delve into the world of art history to give you an insider view. And today we are resuming part 2 of our 3-part series with our guest artist, Yamandú Canosa, whose special exhibit, The Visit, is on view at the Dalí through the end of October. Hope you enjoy our second episode. So the next wall we have is this playa. What's happening on playa?
Playa, beach. The beach is at the left, in the left side, that is in the realities in the east, in the little bay of Porligat. There is a little beach that are around, I don't know, 50 meters, something like that, where it's a very important place of the landscape. In this beach, there were the fishermen that had a very strong relation with Dalí, and Dalí with them, of course. He really loved them, and always appear something related with the beach in the work of Dalí, a boat, strange sea that is like a carpet. But from the beginning, a lot of the classic iconographies of the Dalí, especially from the 1928 in front, is related with the beach. Of course, Dalí had a surrealistic relation with all his landscape, but the beach was a very special sacred place. In 1928, he started to make a very strange, rare series of works, because were abstracts in relation with the Miró and Jan art, and then appear some of the first, for the first time, a lot of icons that after with the years were started to be usual in the work of Dalí. Then but in this beach that has his own horizon also, there are three moments that are not related with Dalí, are related with my own work, and the chains of the that are in the beach of Porligat helps to make to the horizon. Then there are 1, 2, 3, 4 photos that I shoot in the beach, and those photos separates 3 different atmospheres that of my work. But the first is related with the first part is related with the stones and roots, and the relation with the mountains, and this man trying to climb a mountain. I always asking myself why we love to arrive to the top of the impossible, to the impossible mountains. Perhaps I think is because the gaze is to see. That is very important. This is the secret of the energy that put men in the top of the Everest is to see. It's just to see. But how is the world from the top the world. And then in the second part, this is about icebergs. There is also sunset. There is calavera, ¿cómo la decimos
Skull.
en inglés?
Skull.
A skull. There is a skull that is under. There is a skull with a little man entering in the skull to see what death is. The skull like a cave, and there is constellation with faces looking at the landscape up, and there is something. This is about death, about hidden things that are around. Is an atmosphere, very a little depressive atmosphere, but it's about life, of course, too. And the other one is the happiness. It's about music. There is a cricket dressed as a woman playing the guitar. There are, in another drawing, that is called Paradise. Is two women throwing out the stones of a piano, trying to give back the music to us, to recover the paradise. Two women trying to recover the paradise.
Yeah, it's always a woman's job.
Yes, there's a big drawing called deriva.
Derivation or derive. Yeah. Or is deriva drift?
Drift. That is a drift, a real drift of my pencil on a big cartoon that was 1 month of drift, with a very simple law of how to move the line. That is related also with ahí se me fue la palabra, el situationism and the geographic and the subjective relation with the geography. Situationism is a very important movement from the 60s, especially in France. It's a performative, and at the right there is a very funny drawing. Call it echo.
Yeah, let's look closer at that one. I want to spend a little bit more time on the happy section of the beach.
Yes. This is the first time that it's an old drawing. It's the first time that I showing this drawing. It's a good packer making a drawing the tree of a singer that is the same singer that is singing to him. It's like a loop. The singer is singing to the woodpecker at the same time that the woodpecker is making the drawing of the singer that is singing to him. And at the same time, this is very, very, after visiting the extraordinary collection of the Dalí Museum, when I enter again to my to my room and I saw this work, I said, this is absolutely surrealist. It's very Salvador Dalí, even that I didn't know it. As I explained from the beginning, that authors sometimes we're not we don't have the distance to understand the influence that the surrealism has is still having in our work, and at the same time the bird has a, como se dice, like a tattoo of himself. This is very perhaps it's the most Dalínian work in the show. I love this work. It's also about music. It's another mood.
Now, we've looked at the casa and we've looked at the playa, and then from Dalí's house, you can see this small island of Safarnera. So what's going on with the Safarnera wall?
Well, Safarnera is the for start. Safarnera is a stone island that is that closed the little bay of Poligat. It's only stones, and it's and the shapes of this island, and you can feel echoes again of these shapes in a lot of works of Dalí, and really close the space. I repeat that it's a very little space. The Bay of Poligat is like a theater. It's like a theater. That's what I wanted to reproduce in this extraordinary space of the Dalí. It's an amazing space that when I enter, when I arrived to St. Petersburg and I entered to the space, I feel that I was in the backstage of opera theater. It's extraordinary. Then it's a theater inside a theater, because Poligat is like a theater. Then this in this stone wall that is again a big piece made with other pieces. There are all the pieces are related with the stones. In the left we have memory that is like an iceberg floating in the horizon of the landscape, and that is a stone of water, and then under the horizon we can see the deepest part of the iceberg, that as all we know is memory, is pure memory. Sometimes there are 5,000 years of water, of memory of what the life was in the past. But memory is it's a metaphoric movement to speak about memory that was very important in Surrealism. Mm-hmm. Close to this, there is a stone that after we can speak more in detail about this blue piece. After there's a big diptych collected in the cave, that is related with the Rothschild drawing that I did. That is in at the right. The Rothschild test was very important for the origin of the Surrealism, because it was related with image and unconscious, and how with very important with the double gaze of the Surrealism, that we can see two things at the same time. It's a game that that is real. It's not an invention of Surrealism. The most important thing to speak about Surrealism is that normally people think that it's about imagine things, but the most important artists of Surrealism, of course, they had extraordinary imaginary, but it's related with the real estate of the gaze. We see double images a lot of times. We maybe confusions. We can see in the people. See horses in the clouds, something very, very normal. By just to put an example, then I mean it's something that Surrealism is working with the deeper state of language and the gaze, with the real deeper state of the gaze. The test of Rothschild was part of this. It was at the beginning of the investigation with unconscious, and in the top, floating in the sky is Eros and Thanatos, that is related with the strange relation that Dalí had with erotism. And Eros is the name of an asteroid that is around, the real asteroid that is called Eros, that is moving around the solar system. And in the cave is related with the test of Rothschild, that with two, in the right we are in the interior of the cave, looking at the light that is outside, and at the left we are looking from outside to the interior of the cave. And the blue one is the very important stone in the coast of Cap de Creus, near the house of Dalí. That is that from 1929 in front. This shape of this stone that is near the sea is 20 meters from in this stone coast to the sea, 20 meters to the sea. Is he from 1929 in front, from the moment he did El Gran Masturbador. This became his self-portrait. And you can see this shape in a lot of works of Dalí during years. And this is the stone like it was before Dalí named it as his a self-portrait. And all this stone island of Safarnera is related with this very special relation of Dalí and Surrealism with the stones.
Yeah, I love that point too, that this isn't imaginary, it's not magic. We all see these things. You know, we're looking out at the landscape, or we're looking at the clouds, or we're looking at objects around us, and we see other images in them because that's the way that our brains work.
Mm. Yes, it's very interesting. Also, I don't know, it's something that appeared now. It's an anthropologic vision that surrealists put in art. It was surrealism was so open. Also, the relation with the years, with science, with a lot of other items. Surrealism was always curious about the quality of the reality.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, also when surrealism speaks about optical, it's because it has to be wants to be honest with the optical, because wanted to match the image with the reality of the optical. There's always a link between the reality and the options that surrealism gives to all of us. It's a very it's still alive in a lot of
Yes.
disciplines and ways to move in art. Even that, of course, is in the ADN. Though we don't have to speak every day about surrealism, but sometimes it's nice to point it.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the subject of the piece.
Now, our final wall here is the Tramuntana wall.
Mm-hmm.
So probably a lot of people who are not from Spain would be curious about the Tramuntana.
Well, to finish this space of the Polyglot Bay, I choose not a part of the landscape itself, but the wind that blows on this landscape and on the surface of the sea. That is called Tramontana. Is a strong north wind that is so important in the culture of the north of Catalonia, that it's like a character, has soul. And for me, the Tramontana wind, it's the wind of surrealism, and it's in Catalonia. Was blowing the landscape of Salvador Dalí. People used to say that the wind, that this wind can make you mad, because when it starts to blow and blow and blow and blow, it can stay 3-4 days blowing. And also when one of the first, when you enter in contact with the people of Cadaqués, in one moment they will speak about Tramontana, and they will say that they are all crazy because the Tramontana is something in the domestic conversation. Then the Tramontana is related also with a series of works that I did during years, and I'm still doing sometimes. I work in different ways. I'm very eclectic in my work. I revisit myself. There are series that I start and are always appearing new with different aesthetic strategies. And the wind, I had series that are called winds, viento. And then I, instead of put work or a big drawing or a canvas with wind, I think that for this space and for the importance of this character called Tramontana, I decided to paint it directly on the wall, and I think it was a good choice. I'm very happy with this corner of the installation, because it really blows. There's also a cloud that is with that the wind is shaping it. And then all this wall is dedicated to the Tramontana.
Thanks for joining us for part 2 of our 3-part conversation with Yamandú Canosa. Be sure to check back in October for the finale of our conversation, and be sure to check out the special exhibit, The Visit, which is on view through the end of October.